Okay. Look, this is gonna be another very special episode of the Beastie channel, or a very special video on the Beastie channel. Now, I know last year I made the exact same video where I went to Reddit and I want to see your guys' thoughts and views on the Jujutsu Kaisen ending for the manga. But this year, it'll be something different. Since I'm a really big fan of Chainsaw Man, I went straight to Reddit to hear the thoughts and views of the Chainsaw Man fans of the movie and how part two might end. Now, me personally, this manga itself is a really cold manga to the point where I really can't predict what's going to happen next. And that's why I like reading it. Chainsaw Man has had that motion for almost what, pushing 5 years, you know what I'm saying? So ever since 2020, or hell, I even say since like 2019, 2018, like whatever it came out. It's had that motion where it keeps on surprising people chapter by chapter by chapter. And what manga has done that for all these years per chapter? None that I can think of as of recent memory. This is the only mainstream manga that literally keeps on going up, 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 and up. It keeps on leveling up. The hype keeps on leveling up to the point where it's just that good. And that's what happens when you have good writing in a mainstream audience. I even made a video earlier this year saying that how Chainsaw Man is the blueprint from a great manga to anime adaptation. And that's one of my favorite videos that I have made this year because so much facts into it. Because it's not just me, it shows you evidence of the fans and how the manga was during the time before the anime had came out, and how much the manga just had that motion, had that fame, had that sauce like no other at the time. Unlike these other manga out here, like Kaiju number 8, that don't really get no sauce to it. But yeah, so I think for my predictions, for the ending of part two is honestly, I think, well, Denji and Asa have got to go together. Um, I think what Asa was missing and feeling how she literally just wants to be like right next to somebody, you know what I'm saying, based off that first chapter in part two, is gonna happen at the end of part two. There has to be some sort of like a parallel between the beginning of part two and the ending of part two. It has to be. And it has to start with Asa. So it has to come to that, that whole conclusion. Where Denji and Asa have to literally be together. Now, me personally, a lot of people have been saying that part two might be the true ending of Chainsaw Man, and I can't agree to that. I don't know. I think part three might be like the real ending of it because for number one, essentially we haven't seen Power yet, and then for number two, it'd be nice to have some more fleshed out characters. Like for example, Fami, the real Fami. I feel like her character needs to be more fleshed out for part three. She just came in and just what? She's like a background character, a shy girl, and that's it. Nah, man, it can't be that. She needs more character. Literally, all the horsemen have something to them. Family Lily has nothing to her right now. So I think they need to flesh her out more, and that should be definitely done in part three. Um, and plus, there's one thing I really want to see, and I don't know if Fujimoto is willing to show this, but I felt like we need to see more of Pochita before he had met Denji. I don't know if this is a thing like that, like y'all been feeling, but I really want to see that. Like, yo, what was the big battle that made Pochita turn to a dog-like state? We need to see this. I want to see this. I definitely want to see this. Like, what made Pochita get these insane amount of powers? I want to see this do something, some sort of flashback or something. Like that needs to be explained. I feel like that should be a thing in part three. And also, I feel like the whole thing between because I remember there was a scene or this one panel where I think like like the fake Chainsaw Man, he was saying Adam and Eve or something like that. It's definitely going to be a thing that needs to be explained. Probably maybe towards the end of part two, but definitely in part three. Definitely in part three for sure. That has to be it. That has to be it. Um, yeah, I don't know, but I just feel like this manga itself is really exciting, and I'm really happy to read this manga almost every single week for the last couple years, especially with part two, man. Like literally, I remember reading this in July of 2022, hype for it, and it's pushing the end of 2025, man. That's crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? With the point where I've been reading part two since the anime came out and the movie it came out, and the wait time between that's actually kind of nuts, though. You know what I'm saying? And it's been a wild journey. And the manga has been very exciting, though. So yeah, for sure. But now I'm gonna get to y'all comments and see what you guys' thoughts are on the movie and also the ending for part two, or if there should be a part three. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what's up with it. Okay, okay, all right. For the first comment is ApplePitou. Now this person responds to almost every single comment on the Chainsaw Folk Reddit. I swear, this person is a real one. He said peak movie for sure. Very basic and simple. I do agree. Also, I made a whole other video on my channel too, saying how Chainsaw Man has saved the anime community or anime for this year for bad written and bad quality anime. Yeah, for sure. This definitely was a peak movie. Next is GoranDK. He says the new vibrant art style and the new vibrant art style and animation are great. Definitely more appealing for the general anime audience. But I don't know, the weightness and grittiness and overall cinematic feel of season one is something else. It really expresses Fujimoto's cinematic inspirations beautifully. But I'll never forgive the Japanese for bullying the previous director out of the series. Yes, I made a recent video on this too, and I feel like a lot of people in the Chainsaw Man community they switched up on Ryu Nakayama. They did over this brand new style, and I feel like this brand new style is very safe. It's good. It's fine, but it's very safe. I feel like with that season one style, man, I was excited for every single episode because I didn't know how beautiful it was going to be looking or how different it was going to be. But definitely did change the game. It definitely did for sure. But I feel like I said, this new style is going to be more like flashier, you know what I'm saying? Which I had expected that for like a while ago. But honestly, yeah, I feel like the switch up on someone doing a great job creating a really great season of an anime is insane. I don't know. So yeah, it's kind of funny and weird how the Japanese fans are not getting praised for dissing Ryu Nakayama, even though all these years we literally were disagreeing with him. So yeah, that's definitely true for sure. Is X Digital Ghost. Part 2 ends with Denji and Asa getting sent to heaven. The story randomly pivots towards praising Jesus. Part 3 will be Fumiko with her wild and wacky adventures. That's funny as hell. But yeah, I feel like part 2 has to do something towards that. Like I said, because there's a scene where Lily says, or where the fake Chainsaw Man says, Adam and Eve will do this. So you are kind of right on part 2. Yes, I do agree with that. I feel like it's gonna have to be something towards that. Because I feel like if there's a hell in Chainsaw Man, then where's the heaven at? So that's the thing about it. So it's got to be there. You know what I'm saying? If there's a whole devil off of an angel, can you imagine like the opposite of that? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Uh, yeah, but definitely for sure. I feel like it might maybe come to that conclusion. Um, but for part three, Fumiko and her wild adventures. Now that's she is a very intriguing character. Very intriguing indeed. I feel like with her, we need like one more flashback. It's just like another tragic like flashback. I understand that she kind of um what's a good word for it? Like she described herself, you know what I'm saying, in her backstory, and it felt kind of sad like to hear it. But man, or like well, I guess like two times, you know what I'm saying? Because I know she told Denji like her whole backstory, saying how he killed Aki, and then she was there that day, and how she had the contract with the STD devil. But show us one more flashback of Fujimoto, or sorry, my fault. Show us one more flashback of Fumiko when she was how she got to that contract or how she got into that very wild position. It's gonna be tragic, but oh man, that's something that I kind of don't and kind of do want to see because I think it bring a lot more uh depth to her character, which she already has a lot to it. But yeah, that's crazy. Um, yeah, but I feel like that we might see a lot more of that character in part three for sure because she's everywhere, for sure, for sure. Okay, next is Cautious Star 9931. I have like two ideas. Either part two is the end and sees Denji preventing the apocalypse by making himself the new death, thus reinventing it and leaving Earth to rule over hell, or part three sees Denji trying to get revenge on death after destroying the world over, and so he has to journey into hell, also deal with the hate that he's receiving as Chainsaw Man. So pretty much it's like everything has to like be on Denji, pretty much. Um hmm. Let me think about that more. I could kind of Denji being the new Death Devil would be like insane. Like, I mean, he kind of maybe right now he kind of is maybe because I mean he ate the Death Devil, but no, that was more of Pochita. But I mean he had like an insane like power boost from doing that, definitely for sure. Because people can't die no more. So yeah, I think that's actually that's a pretty good theory. Mm. Trying to get revenge on death after screwing the world over, so he has to journey into hell and also deal with the hate that he's receiving. But I feel like the Denji has been receiving so much hate from being Chainsaw Man for so long, or actually nah, because even towards what there was this one civilian that saved them. Talking about saving Chainsaw Man, so I don't know. So he might still get praised for doing what he's doing, but yeah, that's definitely a interesting theory indeed, for sure. All right, next is again from ApplePitou. He said part three about heavens. Exactly. I think it might come to that. I don't know. Like I said, we've seen a lot of the hell in Chainsaw Man, but what about the heavens to it? So yeah, I definitely can see that for sure. Next is a normal Reddit user 22. I think part two will end with Asa and Deji having a positive and proper payoff in the end. Not necessarily like a Disney happy ending, but something positive that makes sense to be the ending to their arcs and being free of Yoru. Maybe even the Adam and Eve thing that was talked about in the Chainsaw Man Church would tie with Asa and Denji. I don't know. Contrary to the popular belief, I don't think there will be a part three. Fujimoto most likely wants to wrap up the story as fast as possible. There's always room for an extra arc or two that will last as much as this one has to wrap up some sort of plot points. Plus, Fujimoto wants to make a new manga, so I don't think he'll continue to draw and write this one for the next 4 years or so. Mm. Yeah, I think part two will probably have like a positive drop off. It has to, you know what I'm saying? I think with Denji and Asa, yeah, it has to for sure. And the whole thing, like I said, with Adam and Eve, it has to be a thing. So, but Fujimoto, like, that's the thing about manga, though, right? You can't rush the ending. Can't rush the ending. Right now, I feel like there's too many stuff that we have not seen yet. There's too many stuff. Like, for example, where's Kishibe at? I understand he kind of had his whole thing end a little bit, but we need to see characters. Like him solving the entire story of Chainsaw Man in two arcs. In two arcs, can you imagine how much you had to do to end that? That's a lot. That's a lot, man. Nah, like I said, that's one thing I would say for Fujimoto is just take your time on it. Because the thing about Fujimoto is that Fujimoto can make good chapters with just pure dialogue. So I feel like he needs to take his time on that. Do not be like a villain saga where you literally like kind of rushed it out. You know what I'm saying? Because he's trying to end it. Just please, he needs to take his time on this joint. This story has been, like I said, like paced nicely. For him to end it in two arcs, mm, nah, I can't see that. If it did happen, then man, I'd be the first one, probably make a video on it. Yeah, but and plus him making a brand new manga, I gotta think about that. Like, what would his brand new manga even be about? This like this manga is like his kind of perfect manga. If you made a brand new one, that'd be very shocking. I haven't heard about that one, but I'm gonna do more research on that. But yeah, for sure, that's definitely something. Cause like I said, I can't see nothing bigger than Chainsaw Man. Like I said, I can see him making like a kind of like like a short. What was it called? It kind of like a Goodbye Airy type joint. Because like he didn't make that, but a whole another new manga series. I can't see Fujimoto doing that. He might need a break from all this. Essentially, man, I don't know. So yeah, but definitely that's definitely a good thought though. Next is from tendaeee. This person said, "School festival." That's all I'm gonna say. School festival. If they had one towards the end, hmm, that would kind of make sense because I know wasn't Death Devil trying to like be ready like for the school festival? Finishes. That would be crazy if they had a school festival when that big battle literally finishes. But I definitely see it for sure. Like, what if Denji and Asa go on a date at the, like a whole school festival? Yeah, for sure. Yeah. All right. Next is from Swimming Crow 465. They defeat Yoru and beat her into a weakened state. Imagine like a Suguna like curse, and then restore death to humanity. But somehow Asa ends up dying. Yoru offers up a contract to Denji to save Asa. Ooh. And she will merge with Asa to become a proper hybrid, thus saving her. But in return, Asa can't be with Denji, or else Yoru emerges and fight him. That's kind of messed up, man. I can see Fujimoto doing that, but that'll be messed up. That like that'll blue ball everybody. Oh my lord, yo, for real. Um, okay, let's see what else. And then Asa wakes up and finds out all the others except Denji's there. They tell her about the contract. Denji vanishes, and Asa starts her new year at school with Lil D. Lil D is still a crazy name, yeah, for sure. And the others, being the strong-willed girl she is, she endures the loss of Denji, makes the promise that one day she'll be strong enough to find him. Oh man, dog, man, that's too fucking tragic, yo. Oh, that's too tragic. You said if Yoru forces a contract to give up Asa, well, I think at this point in the manga right now, Denji really wants Asa to come out. So I think Yoru might have to plead towards Denji, but damn, he said, damn. But like, where would Denji go to? You know what I'm saying? Like, where would he run off to? Honestly, I mean, has Denji even been outside the country? He hasn't. So I don't know where would he go to? It's a good question. Um, it's honestly a good question. Um, yeah, that's tragic. It's something that Fujimoto would do, but that would like that literally would blue ball everybody, literally everybody. But I feel like right now, I think Denji and Asa are going to get that ending. It's a hopium, but they have to get that ending. But that right there, that sounds like something that Fujimoto would do. So, I've been thinking of like kind of like a good ending, like just for part two. You know what I'm saying? Like a good send off. That would be crazy if that happened. That would be like crazy, like in a insane plot twist way. You know what I'm saying? So part three, would just be about like Asa trying to find Denji, or maybe it could be about both of them. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. That's definitely something that Fujimoto would do. But I hope he doesn't do it. But gosh dang it, yeah. That's definitely like a good comment right there. Next is from Ashimaru Q. I hope Yoru is defeated and is separated from Asa since Yoru is defested her weapons return to their natural states. Denji then mass vomits all the stuff he ate up in chapter 224, including death, and things go back to normal, and the school holds up their school festival. But it's revealed that Baron was accidentally thrown up as well, that he also was the real fake Chainsaw Man and was working with the Fire Devil because Fire knew Denji wouldn't change and kills all the remaining pseudo Chainsaw Man out there, and also which tempts Death to have a massive spike in power, causing the strait of the apocalypse. Battle ensues, and the Blood Devil comes back by using Asa's body to become the Blood Fiend again. Wait, oh, that's too evil, bro. You said Asa becoming the Blood Devil? It helps get the jump on Barum and then fixes the apocalypse. I'm lucky I'm not Fuji because even though I'm actually hated this arc, I wouldn't want to be in this position right now. Glad I don't write Chainsaw Man because this shit I came up with is booty. Guy funny though. But that ending right there where it says where Asa becomes the Blood Fiend again. So imagine if they do defeat Yoru and she's like out of her brain, then the Blood Devil just gets over Asa. That'd be kind of tragic. Like that's like cucking in a certain way. You know what I'm saying? That's like, dang, like Denji can't get Asa, he gets power again, but female form, but it's really like she really likes Asa. That's he would get tracked down if he did something like that, bro. If Fujimoto did something like that, he would get tracked down. Like the fan base literally would track him down. They would. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's oh man, that'd be kind of that'd be something else. But honestly, I can't wait to see, or I can't wait until Power comes back. But honestly, doing that would like suck. That would suck. I ain't gonna hold you. Like reading that would kind of break my heart if that was a thing. Even though he said no, he came up with this theory, just out the blue. The ending of it was pretty cool though. Honestly, that was pretty cool. His comment itself was like very intriguing itself. So even though what you said was not booty, it was very intriguing. So trust me on that one. Trust. Okay, okay, okay. All right. So that is all the comments from the post, and I'm glad I read all your comments as I did, as I promised. And all your comments was really intriguing and really raw to the truth. And for this channel itself is all about the truth. Um, yeah, since part two might be ending soon, uh, I hope they, or I hope that Fujimoto just takes his time with it. I hope he doesn't rush it, even though his art is getting better now. Because remember, at some certain point, his art was kind of, like going low. And when the art's going low, that means they might want to rush the story. But seeing how he found his new passion for this new style, Fujimoto, just take your time, please. We're all the love that Fujimoto has been getting from the fans of the series for the last couple of years. We will wait and be patient for your part two ending and even for a part three. So yes, I think there can and will be a part three, and we will be there because Fujimoto barely leaves behind any plot holes. So for part three, he can just explore the bigger things that he can just have for the characters. You know what I'm saying? Bring more writing towards, the characters, bring more backstories, bring more of like just the outside the curiosity that the fans been wanting, or even for yourself. Like for example, like I said, for Pochita, who was he before he met Denji? How did he get these powers? Like what got him to that weakened state? If that can be explained in part three, or hell, even in part two, if that could be explained, why the horsemen? Why did Makima like him essentially? If that could be explained, that'd be great. That'd be awesome. And trust me, like I said, I will be there for every glad for you guys who have read the manga, who commented on my post. So I'm very glad for you guys too to be here for this journey that is of Chainsaw Man. And I can't wait to see the ending of part two, maybe even a part three. And to me, that's just facts right there, straight up.